It's just, man, I'm telling you, Gavin, when you get to senior year, pray.
Pray.
Pray. That's definitely what I have to say. Pray, for sure.
Yeah. I'm already dreading that.
It's going to be fun. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be great.
Nah, I just mean the ending part of it all, because I know that's the hardest part.
It definitely is the hardest part. I sit back and look at my 4 years here at the radio station. Like, dang, we accomplished a lot. We got through a lot. Got to be a director during COVID. And so I think I'm really proud of my accomplishments here. But I'm definitely more proud of y'all, the younger, y'all, right under me and everything like that. Because I think you guys are going to take WZS to the next level, for real. Like I said, when we get to the end of the year stuff, I'm going to be all soft and stuff, probably start crying or something. But for real, I think y'all have really put the radio station on the next level.
Yeah.
And especially with the guidance of Rich and everybody like that, it's only up from here. It's only up from here.
Yeah. No, I 100% understand what you're saying. I know it's crazy for me alone that you're a senior, because my first day at the radio station, I actually shadowed you.
Yeah.
And so that is crazy to me, because time just flies. And I know my mom came and visited me last week, and she just kept talking about how next year's senior year. And I was like, I do not want to talk about this right now. I was like, it was way too early.
Nah, don't even about it. Don't even focus on it. Like, I tell people all the time, focus on it the summer of senior year. So, like, once you finish this semester, senior year, that's when you start to shift your focus in the summer.
Exactly. Like, right now, I'm just trying to make sure I get through it junior year.
Yeah. No, junior year was definitely a struggle, too.
Yeah. I feel like it just never ends. The only time I have free time is when I'm still busy.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy, dude.
Free time isn't even free anymore.
Yeah. Well, we got really sentimental and deep here on Pass the Aux today. But our main interest for today is just to get back in the groove.
Right. No music.
Yeah, there's no like game we're playing today. I just want to talk music. Like,
sure.
What have you been listening to? What is something like that you were listening to? Has it like come back and piqued your interest? Is there something new that may not be new per se, but it's new to you and all that?
Yeah. So, we talked about this a few times, just being in a radio station, listening to some of the new music. Corday with from a Bird's Eye View. Yeah. Really like the album. I think my favorite song on there is Today, and then right after that would be Chronicles featuring her and Lil Durk. Those two are like the two standout songs on the album for me. Obviously gonna drop Drip Season Forever. I think that was a great way to end off the Drip Season. Trilogy, not even trilogy, was it? 4-part series. I think that was a great way to end that off. I listened to Don FM because I know we were going to talk about it, but it's not something that's been on my repeat list, honestly.
Yeah.
Interesting, something that's really come back for me is I've been listening to a lot of Kanye recently.
Oh, really?
I know he's been going on his little crazy Twitter rants and everything with, him and his wife and stuff like that. But I've definitely been listening to him. Like, I was listening to Homecoming yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I was listening to The Life of Pablo the other day.
That's a classic.
I don't know where it came from. It was just like, I'm really in the mood for Kanye. And so I was listening to him, and it was like, I've been bumping him all week. Something that's really been on my radar, like I have been playing since it dropped, was Oh Really by Doughboy.
Oh, yeah. I actually listened to that. So where did I hear it? I think it was a feature he did. It's the first time I heard Doughboy. And so when he dropped this album or tape project, whatever you want to call it, I was like, I can't remember. I don't think I was that big of a fan of his when I first heard him. And so I was like, I uneasily went into it. That was actually a solid project.
No, it was definitely pretty good. Like, the first half of the album for me is better than the second half.
Yeah.
So, like, it's...
The second, I wouldn't say like trails off. It just kind of becomes a little repetitive.
Yeah, I think through the first 9 to 10 songs, I'm like, I like this. And then once you get to that back half, that 11 to 19, I'm like, okay, this is cool. Like, I get the message.
Yeah, that's really why a long debut is hard, anyways. Because, I wouldn't say he's like brand new, but he's still a relatively new artist.
Yeah.
And so like, repetition is gonna happen with a project. You
Right.
know, like Jack Harlow's first project, everyone loved, but like the back half started getting a little repetitive,
Right. No, I agree.
and that's just gonna happen because they haven't quite experienced the industry side of life
Mm-hmm.
yet, to where they can start throwing new ideas into the mix. Because I
Mm-hmm.
mean, Jack Harlow. Usually, when someone comes out with a debut, they've already been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, and they have a mixed variety.
Exactly. And so Jack Harlow's already touched on his life and his experiences and stuff. And so he's still new to the whole fame part. And so of course he's gonna rap about it. And I think with Doughboy it's the same thing. Like he's already spoke about all of this stuff before. And so
You've heard it through features or even on his single projects. He dropped. So, and it's funny that you mentioned that because I didn't know about him until features.
Yeah.
He was actually on 100 Shooters.
Yeah.
With Future and McMill.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't know that was him.
That's the song actually. That's the first song I heard with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, who is this? And then when I saw he dropped this project, I was like, I remember that guy.
No, I definitely agree. The other song I heard him on a feature on that I really liked was by and this song blew up on the artist blew up on TikTok, but Okay Cool by CEO Trey Lee.
Oh, I love him.
And so he had a song with them called Rockabye Baby.
Okay.
Don't know if you listen to it.
I know what you're talking about,
what
but
I'm
I
saying?
haven't heard it.
Definitely listen to it. And so that was the second time I heard him, and I was like, okay, I liked his feature on 100 Shooters. I really liked his feature on Rockabye Baby. And so let me check him out. And just going through his little discography, he got a project with Southside called
really?
Demons Are Us, which it's not the best little project. Like it's more of an EP than an album. It's not the best one, but it's solid. It showcased what he could do. The album also showcased what he could do, but it was, like you said, it was repetitive. And so he was an interesting artist for me. Last two, I haven't listened to 2 Chainz. I know you probably talk about that. But Babyface Ray dropped Face.
I listened to that project, and it's funny. So the first time I ever heard him was on If You Know, You Know.
If You Don't, You Broke.
Yeah. And so I love that song.
It's fire.
And so it was funny. So I saw that project came out, and I literally was like, oh, wow, wonder what this is going to be like. Nothing like that.
Nothing like that album at all.
Like, literally, I went into it just, like, thinking, like, this is going to be hard. This is going to be crazy. We got some Young Lean, Doug, Pusha T, and all that. And then literally played the first song, and I was like, wow. Like,
I didn't like the first song.
I didn't like it, but, like,
yeah.
I was like, this is Detroit, but he's not getting hype at all.
Nah.
It
was very monotone throughout the album.
And, it wasn't terrible. It had its highlights, like, obviously Let Me Down. I really liked that one. I like Dancing with the Devil, but that's only because Pusha T's Pusha T. There's a whole bunch of them that were good. Like, obviously, I loved Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
But, yeah,
because
had Herb on it.
Herbo's Herbo. And I actually used to listen to Young Lean a lot. And he's been making, like, a bigger impact lately. Like, he's got that one song on TikTok that's blown up.
Yeah.
Everyone else is just, like, loving his music. But overall, the project wasn't terrible.
It wasn't his best, though. It wasn't better than the last album. I can't say it on air, but
yeah.
Well, it wasn't better than the last one.
It's like I say, it's hard to come through with so his last one, yeah, you can't say that one. So his last one, I remember when it came out because Paperwork Party, the remix with Jack Harlow is on there.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, oh my gosh. And, obviously, If You Know, You Know is on there. And STG is another prominent feature on that album.
Yeah, he had I Swear Vizo on there too. On the deluxe album.
Yeah.
Also had Cash Doll.
Yeah, I pulled up the one that wasn't deluxe. But yeah, he has a whole bunch of great songs. I feel like this one he wanted to be obviously more down to earth about it. Because, the last one was his debut.
Right.
And everyone loved it. So he was trying to do exactly what I was talking about. Like, he was trying to bring it down a little bit, kind of humble himself, talk about some serious topics. And I think it went well, like, throughout. Like, overall, mission accomplished.
Yeah, no, I agree. The message, A1.
Yeah.
The delivery through the album,
Yeah.
it's hit or miss depending on how you like Detroit rap, how you like your artistry. And so for me, I enjoyed it. It's not something I'm listening to all the time on repeat.
Yeah.
But if it's like, if I'm going on like a 6-hour drive, I might turn it on.
Yeah.
But it's not. I'm not gonna listen to it the whole drive or something like that.
Yeah. That's the project that every once in a while I'll come back to.
Right.
Specifically because of songs like Blood, Sweat, and Tears, and the Doug feature and all that. I'll
Right.
come back for those reasons. But yeah, like you said, the message came across just fine, perfectly almost. You can tell he's really trying to become his own as an artist. But like I said, it's hard to come through with a very long album that's on some very serious topics.
Yeah.
Because this happens, it gets repetitive. I understand it's the Detroit thing he's trying to do, but I mean, even Doug, he knows how to show emotion,
I think,
even when he's making more, I wouldn't say sad, but like deeper songs.
Yeah, serious music.
Yeah, I understand. Like he can't do the same flow he did on If You Know, You Know,
Right.
or any of those songs, but you got to show some like type of emotion or energy.
I think where this comes in at, and this is a great segue, staying on the Detroit wave, I think Big Sean does a great job
Exactly.
of mixing the two.
Yes.
Where he has like the more like I think about Detroit too. Like he has the more serious songs on there, even the interludes and stuff like Dave Chappelle, like talking about Dave Chappelle and his dad and stuff like that. He has those, and he also has the kind of turn you up, tee you up, keep you involved in the album type of thing.
Like Wolves.
You know what I'm saying?
No, like I know that's exactly who I think of when I think of someone who is a prominent Detroit rapper who can hold their own when it comes to straight bars, tee you up when needed, but then also bring you down and humble either himself or someone else with a very serious song. Big Sean's the first person that comes to mind because, like, to this day, Dark Sky Paradise is like one of my top albums of all time.
I felt that.
That was the first time, personally, I feel like Big Sean really came into his own and separated himself from the Finally Famous era of his career.
Yeah.
Because, like, everyone loves, like, the Dance remix.
Right.
And Guap and all those songs. But, like, let's be real here. Beware was the most serious song he had put out. And even then, like, it was a radio hit. And he knew it. And so,
because who you had on it, plus the message, it was definitely one. I think my favorite Big Sean album was I Decided. I like
that album a lot too.
Like I said, that's another album that I think of when I think of how Babyface Ray maybe could have structured it a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's like he's talking about his mom and his grandma, but also you have like Bounce Back with Bounce Back. It's like you got the intro, you got Light with Jeremiah, then you got Bounce Back, then you go back to No Favors with Eminem. Jump Out, like just looking at that track list. I'm probably gonna listen to this when I go home. I ain't gonna lie to you, but just looking at that track list, it's that mix. It's that perfect mix of this is really serious, but also I got some radio hits in here that fill in the album.
Yeah, I'm pulling strings where they need to be.
Yeah.
And that's the perfect way to describe it though. Because like I love I Decided. It's like a lot of people really give it a lot of slack, but it's literally just picking up and doing a very similar thing to
Dark Sky Paradise.
Yeah, exactly. Except Dark Sky Paradise was like, I'm famous, but I don't trust anyone.
Yeah.
Whereas I Decided it is literally what he's talking about. He's trying to choose the lesser of two evils when it comes to his life. Does he want to maintain this career where he can't trust anyone and he feels alone? Or does he start going back into like the run-of-the-mill details where he's just back to being an artist who's not really doing much, but still, like, working. And, like, that's really what the whole premise of I Decided was, and I love it.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
It's one of my favorite. Big Sean's just so good. I could sit and talk about him all day.
Probably could. We definitely could do an album on it. Episode on him.
Did you listen to any of the Dr. Dre singles?
I did not.
I mean, it's nothing that like will win him a Grammy by any means. It's just the songs that were on the GTA thing that he did.
I heard a few of them because I ended up playing the contract missions, and they're cool. I like the Anderson .Paak song. I think that's my favorite one. I think that's everybody's favorite one. That one's crazy.
He actually has two Anderson .Paak ones. I know you're talking about ETA.
Yeah, that's the one.
Because that one's just when him and Dre do the back and forth, that's amazing. But it's not all bad. Like the Nipsey Hussle one, I love because you can tell that Dre and Nipsey like linked up. It wasn't just Dre exploiting him. And he's just kind of been not necessarily sitting on it, but he hasn't found the right project or thing to use it for. And Gospel with Eminem, it feels like old Eminem.
Okay.
And while it's not the exact same, I like it. But like I said, it's nothing I'm gonna call my mom and be like, "This is the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life." But with that said, there were a few songs that came out in the past couple weeks that I have sent to my mom specifically. Scared Money, YG, Moneybag, and J. Cole.
That sounds like it.
Did you listen to it?
I haven't.
What?
I haven't.
Oh, man. J. Cole drops the humble act. He claims the crown. He claims it.
Is that the one where they were tweeting about J. Cole saying he was the GOAT?
Yep.
He should. I mean, it's between...
He's earned it.
As far as this generation of rap goes, from, let's just say, from 2010 to now, it's between Kendrick and J. Cole.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's like,
it's literally a game of tug of war because you have somebody like Cole who dropped the offseason. Kendrick hasn't dropped anything, but then you go watch his Super Bowl performance.
Exactly.
And then you're like, Some people didn't like the Super Bowl performance, but
really,
it's like there were a few people on like Twitter and stuff that didn't like it. Didn't like his part in the performance. Anyways,
I mean, he could have done other songs.
Yeah, he probably could have.
But like, let's be real here. All Right is literally his biggest song ever, and I still play it when I do my DJ shifts.
As you should.
I play it and I'll like do it. I'll play it right after a break, and so I'll be talking, and I'll just be like, you know what, this is a classic. Everyone enjoy, and it's because it's good.
It is good.
The only thing with Kendrick is, and he knows it too, he's just not consistent right now. And he's doing it on purpose. He has to. Yeah. Just like during the Super Bowl halftime show, he changed the lyrics to All Right at some point, and he was like, heard you waiting on an album drop? We gonna be all right. Like, literally, he was just like, you can wait. And people...
But if we wait, like, it has to be good. I just feel like it has to be. He has to deliver.
Yes. He has to at the very least, because in my opinion, I don't think he's ever going to give us another To Pimp a Butterfly. It happens, like Cole's not going to give us another 2014 Forest Hills Drive.
That's not going to happen.
Stuff like that only happens once in an artist's career.
Maybe twice.
Yeah, sometimes twice. Because I will give Drake that, because he had Take Care and then nothing was the same.
It's funny that you say that. I want to ask you this. I know we're not playing any segments, but I definitely want to ask you this. Some people said, unpopular opinion, some people said Take Care wasn't as good as it's claimed to be. How do you feel about that?
Okay, so I think Take Care is a beautiful album. It's not Drake's best. And that's obviously very opinionated. But like,
I don't think it's Drake's best either, but it's up there. It's top 3.
It's at least top 3. I truly love Drake. I love older Drake. Like, that was Drake's time. Like, he's technically running it now, but that's when he was like really like calling shots in his career. And I love the album, but like for me specifically, Nothing Was the Same, Has It Beat. And I mean, my favorite Drake album ever that hasn't been topped yet is still If You're Reading This, It's Too Late.
Thank you. It's my favorite one. I don't care what anybody says. It literally goes in that order. The same order you just said literally goes. If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. Nothing Was the Same. The Deluxe. I love the Deluxe. I like the regular album, don't get me wrong, but the Deluxe
OG's great. The Deluxe is like one of the very rare times that a Deluxe really does.
Take Care is right there.
Yeah.
And then, like, I would say Views probably next.
I got More Life over Views.
You got More Life.
But that's only because, like, I liked Views, but that's when he really, like, started pushing this whole I'm not going to try as hard.
Yeah.
And I don't know, More Life, it feels like, even though it's technically, like, a playlist, you know, it's not like an album. Like, just the other day, because I used to hate on More Life like it was nothing.
I do hate on More Life. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you, you give it one chance to listen top to bottom. There's only a few songs that really are just like, eh.
I like Certified Lover Boy better than More Life.
Really?
I do.
Okay, I like CLB. I I gave Kanye a lot of credit when they had the little battle,
Mm-hmm.
and I love both albums. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I like them both. Like in this moment right now, I still can't put them against each other.
I wouldn't. They're just too different.
Exactly. Like I get it. Two biggest artists in the world. You're gonna want to pit them against each other, but like, come on, man. They're cool now. They're friends.
But like Donda 2 and Dirk are dropping on the same week, like next week. And so
Hey, Christian.
I know
How long have you been a Kanye fan?
I know Donda's gonna outsell Dirk,
No,
but
Christian. How long have you been a Kanye fan?
my whole life.
Donda is not dropping next week.
You're right. You're right. I don't even know.
Come on, man.
You're right.
No, dude. I'll take Dirk over Donda too, and that's only because I'm scared.
I felt that.
And I'm terrified.
But Future executive produced it.
That's why I'm terrified.
I don't know what that means.
That's why I'm terrified. I don't know if I'm ready for misogynistic Kanye. Cause like this is gonna be worse than he's ever been if he really is going down the road his Twitter shows.
Yeah.
Which
this will probably be awful.
Yeah. Which granted, I'm not taking sides or anything, but with the whole everything going on with Kanye right now, I feel like it's not fair to neither him or Kim.
Yeah.
Because one, a lot of it's getting twisted and thrown at him, and that's why his reactions have been the way they are. But then,
his responses are also like
he's acting, I wouldn't say childish or crazy, but he's kind of being like your typical like college boyfriend who gets really mad and like starts throwing fits quickly after a breakup. And I didn't want to dig too deep into it. I just wanted to see what you thought, because I'd assume that you're thinking similar things to me, like both sides are in the wrong in some way.
Yeah, it's like
both sides deserve respect in some way.
It's something that just the whole situation can be handled outside of social media.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're famous, and paparazzi's always going to be in their business, everything like that. But I feel like it's something that just can be handled in other facets, in other medias, in better ways.
Yeah,
you feel me?
No.
Gavin, what else have you been listening to, man? Talk to me.
Okay. STG dropped a song entitled "Who Hotter Than G." And let me tell you, on that song, nobody is. On that song, he did exactly what he does, and it was so good. XXX Tentacion's estate finally put out by Vice City, and when they put it out, they announced that they will be continuing to do stuff like that, where they're just gonna go to SoundCloud and release get samples cleared. They're gonna try to transition all of his music into all streaming, and that's all we've been asking for as fans.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree there.
Cause I love Skins. When it first came out, it was his first posthumous release, but also it was almost completely done to begin with. There's only a few things they had to add, but Bad Vibes Forever really made me mad. Because, we got a couple of songs we were waiting on, and then his mom was like, hey, if you're famous and want to help me make money with my dead son's name, hit me up.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, because I get it. Him and Rick Ross are both from Florida, but they never met.
Yeah. I've never heard X saying he wanted to work with Rick Ross.
Exactly. He had Kanye on Skins, and it did. The Kanye part did happen after he passed, but it was like a year and a half before that was even thought of. Kanye was walking around wearing a Free X shirt in an airport one day, and paparazzi took pictures.
Yeah.
And so, whatever. I'm just glad they're doing the right thing now. But also, I know you listen to it. Colors.
Man.
Yeah.
Colors was cool. It wasn't better than Sincerely Contrail.
Oh, no.
But I liked Colors was cool.
I'm telling you, he's growing on me.
Young boy, he's cool. Like, this is an album that I would listen to just every now and again. It's another casual album for me.
Yeah.
It's not Sincerely Contrail. I'll put that on right now. Like, I'll play that in the car when I'm going home. I don't care.
It's because that album has everything.
It does have everything.
Colors, it really feels like mixtape Youngboy.
Yeah.
And that's cool, though, because he himself hasn't called it an album. And so, some of the Color songs I'm just throwing into playlists.
Yeah, and
because they're hype, And it's not like it's not that I don't like the whole project. It's more so
Because some of his songs,
he wasn't looking for a top to bottom masterpiece.
and some of his songs, he's just yelling, and I just like,
Yeah.
I just
like bring the hook.
the yelling with the vibe is not it.
Yeah.
Like on Sincerely Control, he did it a little bit, like with Toxic Punk.
Yeah. That fits though. Like that's what I was gonna say is like, bring the hook and Fish Scale. I like both of those songs because he yells, but it like fits.
Mm-hmm.
But then Emo Rockstar and Emo Love, it's just like quiet down. But like I don't know, the perfect example was Toxic Punk because I think it works in that song.
It does work. It's
and also
it's one of my favorite Young Boy songs. I ain't gonna say a lot to you.
And that's like that's the only song on Sincerely Control where he does that. And I think because Toxic Punk blew up so much, that might be why he's trying that new flow out.
Yeah.
Which, it happens,
It does.
Something works, it works. You gotta throw something at a wall and hope it sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Completely off of topic and not saying it's a good or a bad thing that happened. The New Boys, after recent success with You're a Jerk blowing up on TikTok again, came out with You're a Jerk 2. And I'm not going to sit here and say it's the greatest thing I've ever heard, but I'm glad it's not just a recreation because I turned it on. The beat was like flipped and they like switched it up and like did a whole bunch of crazy stuff with it.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it's not even about what it used to, about what the other one is.
So it's a
a
completely different song.
This one feels like a prequel because they're talking about how like they made the first one in a basement. And now that they're rolling in like Range Rovers and stuff, and like talking about how it's basically like they're giving their own start from the bottom story because all their old music is literally dance songs, and it's kind of cool. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's the greatest thing, but it's worth at least one listen.
I'll check it out.
But something that dropped the same day and is significantly better was Kanye and The Game with Easy.
I heard it. I liked it. I definitely liked it.
The only thing I don't like is the cover art. That's it.
What's the cover art look like? Yeah, that's pretty awful.
Yeah. That's the only thing I don't like. And a couple of the lines that Kanye says. Mm-hmm. Well, one line. And that's the one about Pete Davidson. Because that's just out of nowhere.
Like you just yeah. I don't know what is. I don't think he has beef with Pete Davidson, but
I don't think he really does.
It's really random.
I think he's just using him as a scapegoat right now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But the song was good.
Yeah.
And whatnot. Anything else you want to fire off real quick?
Before I get out of here, I would say they put Chance the Rapper and Jeremiah's Merry Little Christmas Mama. They put that on Apple Music.
With a whole bunch of new songs.
I really rock with that.
Yes. I love that project so much.
Long Live Young Dolph was really good.
That was very good.
I really enjoyed it. And then...
See, that's how they should do it if an artist dies.
Yeah.
Just have people who are genuinely close to them.
Like I said, I know we haven't been on here in a while. And I didn't like Live Life Fast. I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay. Some of the songs were good. Some of them. Mm-hmm. But as a project, no. But I'm also not agreeing with anyone on Twitter. I don't know if you've seen it. People talking about like Roddy Ricch fell off and stuff.
I don't think he fell off, but
that album,
it wasn't like this other album.
He was trying it too hard to do exactly what the album's title is. He's trying too hard to show that he's living life fast. Yeah. I mean, we already knew that he put the new 4Gs on the Jeep.
Yeah. Let's see. Fighting Demons by Juice WRLD, his second posthumous album.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was a lot of unreleased songs.
Yeah.
That I had already heard.
Yeah. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
But some of the songs were all right. I didn't think that Justin Bieber needed to be on it.
Nah.
But
I kind of like that song.
Yeah.
But
it's not bad. I just, from like I was saying earlier about the whole Rick Ross and X thing, I didn't think Justin Bieber needed to be on it. But hey, it's one of those additions that's like kind of nice because they're not doing it for the money, you can tell. Because like, given the fact that all media hates him for no reason, I think Justin Bieber's a cool dude.
And then lastly, I've been listening to, I don't know why I've been listening to this heavy, but I've also been on this Drake vibe. And so I've been listening to Diplomatic Immunity.
Oh yeah.
For quite a while.
That song gets me in my bag.
And so that's all I have. What do you have, Draven? Gavin. Oh, yeah. God, my bad.
Yeah, that one hurt.
I'm sorry. I'll buy you some candy.
Thank you. Black put out 2 singles, Rent Free and By Any Means.
Mm-hmm.
They're all right. Nothing too crazy. You can tell that they were just a little bit of a couple loosies. Flatbush Zombies dropped 2 singles with RZA of Wu-Tang. One of them is called Plug Addicts, and the other one is called Quentin Tarantino. Very, very good. Scory, who is under the wing of Polo G,
Mm-hmm.
dropped If I Die Young, which is a twist on the old country song. Very good. And I don't know, last but not least, another thing that we missed out on since I was gone, I dropped an album, Christian.
You did.
I dropped an album.
What's the name of it?
Burnt Bridges.
Burnt Bridges. How many
Gavin
songs?
Cook.
What's the track list?
It's got 11.
11 songs.
11 songs.
How many? How long is the listen?
It is a 36-minute listen.
Bet. Send it to me.
I got you. Got you.
For sure.
And then other than that, just been, in the lab making more.
I felt that.
Listening to more. Staying busy.
Of course. Got to.
But another beautiful, beautiful episode.
Great one.
Thank you for coming back again.
Thank you for having me back.
My favorite guest.
I appreciate it.
My favorite guest.
I appreciate it.
But to all you people watching on Twitch, thank you. To everyone listening, thank you. And everyone, have a wonderful, wonderful day.